The Khazar hoax, this stupid claim as if Ashkenazi Jews are originate from Khazar Turks who converted to Judaism in the Middle Ages. This idiotic claim was already debunked a bunch of times by DNA tests and also by simple history, but I actually found something extra that is added some spice to this ridiculous claim. So in the 12th century, during the time that the Khazar kingdom already didn't exist, and the land of Israel was ruled by the Crusaders, Franks, there were two Jewish travelers, explorers, who traveled the entire world. One of them even went all the way to China, and they actually referred to the issue of the Khazars, and what they were saying is actually completely contradicting this ridiculous claim as if Ashkenazi Jews were Khazars. And the reason for that is that one of them, Rabbi Pethiya of Regensburg, an Ashkenazi Jew himself, he's actually going to Poland, and he's going to Kiev in Ukraine, and he's going to Khazaria, and he's not meeting lots of Jews over there. He's meeting a few Qarait Jews, meaning Jews that don't follow the Talmud, a very small sect of Jews that existed in the Middle Ages. Now, on the same time, 1175, something like this, a Sapharadi Jew from Spain, Rabbi Benjamin of Tudela, he traveled all over the world, and he's also crossing many areas. He actually is not going to Ukraine, but he's actually mentioned the Ashkenazi Jews in great detail. So he described them in Narbonne, which is south of France, between Italy to France and Spain, and also is mentioning all the Jewish communities in Germany, quite a lot of them, and he's mentioning that they are very smart, and they are very pious, and that they are very generous, and that they study the Torah from day to night, and he's giving the description of the Ashkenazi Jews. If he himself is a Sepharadi Jew, so this is actually completely contradicting this already very lame claim, as if basically the Khazars, which were Turks, they converted to Judaism, and they are the Jews that later become the Polish Jews. No, absolutely no. The Jews were expelled from Judea and from Egypt and Syria area by the Romans in the first and the second century, because the Jews revolted. They were sent to Spain and Italy, and afterwards in the 6th and the 7th century they developed big Jewish communities in France and in Germany, and those are the Ashkenazi community. This is when the Yiddish was invented. All right, now those Jewish communities, they had to be subjected to Christian oppression after the First Crusade and the Second Crusade and the First Crusade. And what happened is that until the 16th century, those Jewish community basically were expelled from their location, and they had to move east to Poland, where they were accepted. So France and Italy and England and also Germany, many Jews, they were expelled from there because of Christian, mainly Catholic oppression. All right, and this is how Jews got to Poland, all right, because they were expelled from West Europe. It's not the other way around, that those Jews, that Khazar converted to Judaism at some point of history, and then they become Ashkenazi. No, Ashkenazi mean German Jews, all right? And this is why this whole theory is such a hoax, and it's such a weak claim. But this guy, Rabbi Pethiya of Regensburg is in Germany, he's actually approaching those Jews that he met, and he asked them, why don't you follow the ways of our wise men? Because he saw that they cut the bread before the Shabbat, and he also saw that they stay the entire Shabbat in the darkness, and also they say that they don't leave wherever they stay in the Shabbat, they stay in the same place. if they were following the Talmud, they will find ways to deal with this issue and actually enjoy their Shabbat, because the Talmud is the old Torah, and the Talmud explain to you, the Talmud, Mishnah, and the old Torah explain to you how to live the daily life according to Jewish laws. So if you really just follow just the Tanakh as the Qarait do, you get to a lot of funny situation that you don't really have a specific rule of what to do in this case. Okay, so, and this is why sometimes rabbinical Jews and Qarait Jews didn't get along, but also that's the reason that Qarait Jews didn't succeed as much as rabbinical Jews, right? So this is just one other example on already a well debunked hoax that for some reason is still sometimes picked up, and the Ashkenazi Jews are blamed that they are Khazars, that they're Turks. Come on, that doesn't make any sense at all. All right, enjoy it. This is a map of the travel of Rabbi Pethiya of Regensburg. As you can see, travel cremeria. So over there, he met those Qarait Jews. This is the map for Rabbi Benjamin of Tudela. This is actually a very short or partial map. He actually traveled much more. These are the names of the Ashkenazi Jewish communities that he's mentioning in his book, that he met them, and he's saying that they are very nice, very generous, very pious Jews. So the fact that there are already big Jewish communities in West Europe in the 12th century contradict the Khazar claim.